all this greenery, and I feel protected. Do you? It's important to empower a woman because there's women out there just like you. Whether you think, oh, I should have never did this, I should have never did that, someone is going through the same thing that you are going through in this moment, and they survived it. So good to be outside, feeling somewhat grounded. Episode
Surrounded
4.
by nature, I feel good.
Episode 4. What's up? Episode 4. Strength, sea moss, and locks. My beautiful Empress Ivy Queen is here, and if I haven't said it enough, she came down here from Boston. Being in Atlanta to me is a big deal when my people come to visit me, just because there's only a selected few who have came so far, and have really shown me love on my journeys of traveling and moving around. If you know me, I move a lot. It is what it is. Can't track me down. I feel like there's something powerful about people not knowing your moves.
She's a Southern Belle now.
Okay, not Southern Belle, but you know, because I'm still very up north. I'm still very direct. I said what I said. I don't have an accent, but we do got our peaches out in Georgia though. I met a few peaches too. But yeah. Literally, there was a sermon that was like, there's someone waiting for you to get through what you're getting through so they can have faith. Sometimes it ain't even about you, it's bigger than you. And like, I'm so happy that you are here, because you know, when you came to visit me in DC, when I lived in DC, it was more so like, okay, we having a good time, because we've been to DC together before I made the move out there. And now,
after that trip,
yes,
sis literally jumped up and was like, sis,
yeah, it's the leap of faith for me.
I'm gone. I'm like, what?
It's the leap of faith for me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Sometimes people don't believe in us. Our family doesn't always see what we're doing as clear and logical, but sometimes we do things because we know we see the vision. They won't always see the vision. Right. So literally, this episode definitely is about strength, definitely about sea moss, because I feel like you and sea moss have been bonding the past 2 years, and I have seen the transformation within you, and I'm just like, damn, I wanna you know, tap in. I wanna tap in because I have yet to taste sea moss, but I know there's sea moss gel. I use gel a lot because I have kinky curly hair. You know what I'm saying? And just being someone who is of Haitian descent, my hair is my hair is a situation. So but people love my hair. When I wear my natural hair, they're like, oh my god, it's so beautiful. But it's like, but can you do it every day?
Yeah.
Can you do it every day? Can you use the tangle every day? Like, you know what I'm saying? It comes with the whole cleanup as well, like the shower, you know, all that. But anyways, back to episode 4, strength, sea moss, and locks. You locked your hair not too long ago, and your hair has grown so much. I remember when you first, you know, were introduced to the whole locking and the spiritual meanings behind it, and then I remember when you even introduced like the whole wanting to lock your child's hair. And you know, like, I'm so empowered by the patience, the maintenance, but I see the growth because I've seen Ayana's hair grow so much. I remember, like, you know what I'm saying, this is my best friend, y'all. This is what I'm talking about. I knew her before she had kids.
We were kids. We were 5 years old.
So I'm telling y'all, it's such a blessing to be here and just to talk life paths and just be one with each other. Bear with us. We are in nature, so there's gonna be bugs flying around, people walking by. I want to give y'all as much information about strength and about relocating and about knowing your supernatural powers before you even realize they're there. So we're going to take it back a little bit. Strength. I'm not going to touch on too much, but you had your second child, and before all that, I remember you gave me a call and you were like, yeah, I'm thinking about expanding. And expansion for me means family, money, life. What does expansion to you mean?
Expansion for me can be anything. Like, it depends on what it is that the person wants to expand on, because, you know, but expansion is just like growing something. Something is small, you want it to be bigger. You want to see it like snowball into something big and great and positive. Yeah.
Because what grows from positive things? Anything.
Right.
And I feel like a lot of negativity is in the world, but we get to choose on any given day to be that light, to be that power, right? So I remember you gave me that phone call, and I remember when it happened.
It was like months later. I was like, sis, I'm pregnant.
But my whole thing is there's so much opinions about that topic, but what I'm talking about is transformation. Because when someone says they want to expand, when someone says they want to grow, you can say anything you want, but to actually do it,
right,
to actually see it happen in real life, it don't matter what comes with it.
Right. And it's the health portion for me, because when I had my first child, I was overweight, and being in high school, you know, obesity is not something that's really it's not talked about. It's not acknowledged enough, I feel like. And so, you know, I was just feeling like, well, I'm thick, right? You know what I mean? And so when I had gotten pregnant, I was not aware of the things that I should be eating. I was not aware of, you know, like, I was young, so when the doctor said, like, don't eat this, don't eat that, you know, be careful.
Were you like, I'm gonna eat what I'm gonna eat?
Intake.
Or was you like,
my God.
Or was you like, okay, I'm gonna be on my best behavior?
Every craving there was, if it, you know what I mean, someone was always like, she's pregnant, just give it to her. She's pregnant, just let her eat. And I gained 60 pounds in that pregnancy on top of where I already was at. And I was not eating vegetables. I knew nothing about CMOS at that time. I did not have dreadlocks. I was not even into that, like, I wasn't tapping into that spiritual side of my journey at that point. Not fully anyway.
Right.
And so by the time I went to go have, like, when I was trying to conceive my second child, I was having trouble, and I was like, well, I'm not that big, you know what I mean? Like, you know, bigger people get pregnant all the time. What's going on? But it was just something going on with my health, like, you know what I mean? My first child, my daughter, she has eczema, and I really want that to be taken very seriously, because it's not something that was just like, hey, you're gonna have eczema just because. These are things that we can help.
Yeah.
Her eczema stems, and it stems from, I got gestational diabetes in that first pregnancy because I was not eating right, and then after the gestational diabetes, I kept eating, you know, crazy stuff like that I wasn't supposed to be eating, and so I was put on insulin for the remainder of the pregnancy, and that insulin penetrated the womb, like where I was carrying my child, and it dried out her skin while she's growing, these 9 months that she's making her transition from the spiritual realm to earth. And I did not know anything about how taking it seriously, and I harmed her skin without even knowing.
Because it was something that could have been prevented.
Exactly. And so that's why CMOS and health and all these things mean so much to me, because when I went on this journey to learn more about, like, my natural self, CMOS was one of those things that really helped me to get aligned with everything else. And during my second pregnancy, so I ended up taking off a whole bunch of weight before I got pregnant with my second child.
And I was there to see that, and it was so nice, because, you know, when you're truly friends with somebody, it don't matter what they look like, it don't matter what they do for work, it don't matter where they live, it don't matter what they're going through. That is your friend. That is your friend, and you there for your friend no matter where they at in life. And this is important, and not only is it important today, it's important yesterday, it's important tomorrow, it's important next month, it's important next year. No matter what your friend is going through, if that's your friend, you're gonna meet your friend where they are at.
Right.
And you know, that transformation, that's amazing.
It was a lot. Like, through my whole pregnancy, my second pregnancy, I was taking in CMOS. I would put it in smoothies. I would have it in the morning with tea. I would
You know
put
how
it
I feel
in
about
water.
smoothies.
I
I'm
was
smoothie bae.
all over sea moss like white on rice during that second pregnancy. When I say I had 0 complications in my pregnancy, my child was born full term with no she came like,
and she's absolutely beautiful, y'all.
oh my goodness, she came just like within 12 hours, like she was here. There was no like, you know what I mean? It wasn't prolonged by anything. I did not have gestational diabetes.
That's amazing.
I did not gain
Growth.
the 60. Yeah, the first pregnancy I gained 60. This one I only gained 40. She came out so strong. She came out looking at me, like looking me in my, and I can send the pictures, like just that picture, maybe you can insert it or whatever, but she was born with her head up staring me directly in my eyes.
That's so amazing.
That's how strong.
That's
she,
so
like,
beautiful.
You know, and I'm telling you.
Okay, whether it is what it is, it's a lesson. And we're here on this earth to learn these lessons. And that's why strength is such a big topic for this episode, because like you've seen me go through things that were hard for me, and I've seen you go through things that are hard for you. And no matter what, we haven't really judged each other. Like, no matter the opinion, and I'm gonna say that again because people form opinions all the time. I'm judged every day. You can call me the B word, you can call me whatever you want, but you don't know me. You don't know me, and it's okay. Like we talked about earlier, people don't have to get to know me. I don't have to get to know them. You know what I'm saying? It's a choice. We all have choices, and transformation is a choice. And I'm proud of you because you know what I'm saying? From your first pregnancy to your second, you did that.
Yeah.
You know, from day, you know, when I sent Lasia her little interiorly yours onesie, I was like,
I'm
listen,
gonna send
sis.
those pictures too, because she was representing.
She was representing. It's just like this is. I don't care what nobody say. This can be a friend, a best friend, but this is my sister. This is someone
You've known someone since you're
listen,
5 years old.
And
like,
sometimes you know people from that age, and they don't really align with you and grow with you and be, you know, even through our hiccups. We had probably one hiccup.
And even with the
moves, it wasn't even about us.
Even with the moves, like she's moved to Maryland and came back. Like she went to New York and came back. Like she moved. You know what I mean? And like it never disrupted that bond. Like,
remember when I came back from Maryland as a child and you was like, I thought I'd never see you again.
Yeah,
do you remember that?
I was a dramatic child.
The innocence of a child, man. Because it's like, you know, when our parents move us around so much when we're young, sometimes in our adult life we have to deal with that, because I moved a lot when I was young, and now I do it in my adulthood. And I really, one of the things I talked about with my therapist is like, yo, I'm seeking consistency and stability, and I'm trying to break these patterns. I keep moving, and it's just like one thing pisses me off, and I want to move.
Positive out of it.
But I do make something positive out of it. I create a connection. I create a bond, and you know, I do want to change. I do want to say that I do want to change, but the reason why you're here today on this episode is because I've seen you be in the same place but transform so much. And I know earlier you mentioned the word stagnant when we were at my place, and I was just like, my sis ain't stagnant. Because even when the body's not moving, the mind keeps you going. You know what you want, sis. I don't care what no one says. Like, the thing about life is there's people that believe in you, and there's people that will test you. People will test you to see what you really about. And, you know, earlier we talked about believing people for who they are. So the whole thing with locking your hair, you had to lock your hair. You had to show consistency. You had to take care of your hair throughout these past years, through the second pregnancy and after.
Right.
I don't have to be giving you money. I don't have to be physically affecting your life, but I can be a positive source to you by information, by you know, spiritually giving you the confidence that you need to move forward, and make it, you know, it's something that we all need. And I think strength is a big part of asking as well. Sometimes we don't want to ask, and when I was younger, I would see a strong black woman in my mother and my auntie and my grandmother, and sometimes I would like to see it in a man.
for those who don't know what sea moss is, sea moss is something that grows in the sea, and it's kind of like similar to seaweed, and it contains 92 of the 102 minerals that the body needs to sustain optimum health. And it's just packed with so many different vitamins. It's good for your hair, it's good for your nails, skin, it's good for everything, for maintaining a healthy weight. It's good for just so many things. You can make you can get as creative as anything and just make so much out of it.
The fact that they had sea moss gel, I was like, oh,
yeah,
you got
I made
me,
a hair gel with it too, yes. Especially for those who are complaining or
about
concerned that their locks are not growing healthy, that their locks, like, I get so many clients that will come in and their hair, you know, it's like thinning, the locks are thinning. I'm telling you, like, sea moss is something that is going to help rebuild and restore that strength, like, because your scalp is skin. So your scalp needs to stay hydrated in order, the same way you're a plant, you're a living plant. So the same way you would water the grass, you'd water the trees and it grows. Just is like the same way that you have to, you need to drink a lot of water. You know what I mean? It's not just always what you're putting in your hair, it's what you're putting in your body that makes your hair grow a certain kind of way. And taking in sea moss is gonna help, like, you know, those minerals are gonna help build, you know what I mean,
transformation.
It's gonna help your scalp to grow a healthy set of locks.
It's gonna help you grow,
right?
Period. And strength, first comes strength, then comes growth. Sometimes we need strength, and we pulling strength out our ass, we pulling strength out of friends, we pulling strength out of family. When I call my grandmother, I'm like, oh, this is what I'm going through, can you please pray for me? That's strength. I had strength to speak up, she had strength to go ahead and lay that prayer down. Like, strength is important, and actual practices are important, because you can pray all day, but if you're not putting that action,
right?
People use sea moss for everything.
Sizzler said, words without works is not enough.
Yo,
it's not enough.
Word without works is dead.
Right.
Faith without works is dead. That's in the Bible.
You have to believe.
And the whole thing, the whole thing is, you know, when I go on interviews, I really tell people that I'm action oriented, because numbers, you know, men lie, women lie, numbers don't. But also, like, for me, it is really a numbers game with most things. But I have learned, even with my spiritual side, that sometimes numbers don't apply to my love life, and I can't. I wish I could apply numbers to my love life, because math makes sense, you know, numbers make sense for the most part, but like love, people, dealing with love and dealing with people, sometimes we're unpredictable. So it's like, can you just put the action in? You love me, you want me, we got strength, but let's put the action in. And that goes for business, that goes for you booking your clients, people calling you to clarify. It's action oriented. Them going on the website and booking a time and you confirming, that's action, that's activity. It takes strength, it takes follow-up, it takes work.
Right.
To
make it
to
grow.
see results.
Right.
And you know, I know a lot of people kind of like they shy down on doing things like reinventing the wheel, but our generation is so unique and so beautiful that it's not even about reinventing the wheel. It's
like
more,
tapping into your creativity.
It's tapping into your creativity, and
I
learned
believing that you have the ability to make something come into yeah.
What I see for me, you don't gotta see it. You don't gotta see it.
Not everybody's gonna see your vision.
You don't gotta see it. I mean, sometimes you gotta leave people behind.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It is what it is, and I could
they
love
still
you.
Coming though, they'll catch up.
I mean, I could love you with all my heart, but if it's up, then it's stuck. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, if you ain't connecting with me the way you should be, what I'm finna do? Stop my growth and stop my transformation and stop my strength for you?
And not everything.
We went to different schools while we were younger.
Yeah. So as an adult, it's like going back and watching certain things
or replaying it
take place with my child. I'm like, yep, I remember. You
know, my grandmother wasn't even born in the United States. My grandmother had her first set of 4 or 5 children in Haiti. And she had her last 2 children in America. And I happened to be a child of someone that was born in America. I almost didn't have the life I had. My mother was born in America. I was born in America.
Yeah.
And I just want to say rest in peace to the Haitian president that was assassinated the other day. Injustice anywhere.
Mm-hmm.
Injustice anywhere should be highlighted everywhere. I say that with power. I say that with peace. Because no matter what is going on anywhere, injustice anywhere should be highlighted everywhere. That man has a family. That man has people that he takes care of. You Jamaican.
Yeah.
I love Jamaica though.
Okay, Haiti and Jamaica gotta get a lot. What? Sorry.
You can either.
They really do.
You can either love your Jamaican friend or
Something about Haiti and Jamaica have to go together because of Bookman and Dessalines the Lion. Like Haiti and Jamaica formed alliances to overcome oppressors. So you have to, like, Haiti and Jamaica have, from history, a very close bond, and they are very much connected.
And the whole thing about unity, and I've been playing UNITY by Queen Latifah today because it's so powerful what you can do together. And I don't judge because where I grew up there was people of all color, but I never really realized how much racism was a thing.
Oh my goodness!
Until I left
a lot of melanated children, their struggles get pushed aside in the educational system, and then we're expected to just focus. We're expected to just do what we're being told, and everything that's going on at home it doesn't matter. And then when it does matter, it's in a way that they want to correct it. It's like, oh, you can't study because so and so left your home, or this is going on at home. Let's send DCF to your home. If something is happening to a child, the skin color has to get thrown out. It's a child. You know what I mean? If something's happened to a person, it doesn't even matter. You know what I mean? I mean, a child definitely, because they lack the ability to fully 100% protect themselves. So that's our responsibility as the adults. But even as an adult, if something is happening to another human being, the first impact that's supposed to have on you is to help. Even if you don't feel comfortable with just stepping in
or
and putting yourself,
yeah,
on the line, you should still there. You don't have to walk past it. You don't have to take a picture and be like, oh shit, I saw this happen, I saw that happen. You know what I mean? Feel obligated to have some type of responsibility to say, how can I help that person? Exactly, because at the end of the day, all you have to do is flip it. What if it was me? What if somebody was doing something to me right now?
Or to my child.
Rest
and
in
I'm not
peace,
around.
George Floyd, because imagine if that was you. Imagine if that was someone that you know. Imagine if that was
calling for his mom.
Regardless
it don't matter
of the color
what
of your skin, if somebody is doing something to another human being, what would that be? If that was me, how would I want somebody to respond?
That man cried for his mother in his last moments. Can you believe that?
Because that's his creator. That's where he started. That was his transportation
that was his transition
to Earth.
That was
his
transition.
Literal his transportation from the
so
spiritual realm
sad.
into the flesh. So he has to call back for that.
It's
You know what I mean?
so
That's where he came
sad
from.
because I don't know if you know about that show on Netflix called Manifestation.
Yeah.
And how they kept saying throughout the show, we're all connected, it's all connected, we're all connected, it's all connected. It's not a lie. I was young and I spent a lot of time with my grandmother. If anybody knows me, you know I love my grandmother.
Shout out my time.
My grandmother is the mother of all children and people in the community. And I remember just being young and asking questions, and I was opened up to a little bit about her story, and she was just saying, like, my dad is a white Frenchman. And I don't know if she'll ever remember this. I FaceTime with her a lot because I'm in Atlanta and she's in Boston. But my grandmother is beautiful. My grandmother is courageous. She married someone who was born in Port-au-Prince, and that is my grandfather. My whole family calls him Poppy. He passed away in the early 2000s, and it's someone I will never forget. And my brother has passed away, and I hope that they.
I remember the day that your brother was walking around JP. He was like, "My grandfather."
My grandfather
yes,
was
like that love.
My
from
grandfather
a
was a strong man. He had almost 7, 8 kids by my grandmother, and we don't see that anymore.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, I would love to have kids so my grandmother can see them. But what's important to me,
back them old school relationships, please. Those long
what's important to me is who I have a child with. And if you don't love me, leave me alone. And I'm not saying that to be confrontational and to be whatever people think I am. I come from a family with so much strength, and that goes back to the title of this episode.
You want to pass that along to the children.
Like, I want to pass that along to my children, to children that come after me. I want growth. I want expansion. And if you don't love me and you don't respect me and you don't see me for who I am,
right,
we don't need to be talking.
Right.
We don't need to be cool. And I want to say, like, I do have attachment issues because, like, most of the men in my family, I have been attached to. My brother, my you know, my peoples. But I learned to let go. But I still crave it from time to time. And when I do deal with somebody, I latch on. But then when they show me who they are, I latch off. We are from two different places, 2 different countries. She's Jamaican, I'm Haitian. And you know, not even just being from different islands, but like, we're in America, we both American. And she lived across from my grandmother in the projects. We can be real. It's those apartment complexes that got all those kids that come from low income, that come from no money, that come from lack of resources. We can call it out, call it what it was, call it what it is, because there's still people in those. There's still people in them circumstances.
There is, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I never forget where I'm from. Although y'all can call me bougie or call me whatever you want to call me, I call it wanting something better.
Right.
I call it wanting something better for me, myself, and the kids that I have yet to have.
Somebody has to want it. Somebody has to want it. I'm just saying, because
talk about strength.
You know what I mean? Or else it'll be a repetitive cycle of complaining, of being unhappy, of not having, you know, any type of generational wealth, of like, it's gonna be a perpetual thing. So somebody has to want it. Somebody has to get up and say,
someone has to be a vulture about it.
Exactly.
Just because I said no to you, I didn't say no to you.
Right.
I said no to my future with dealing with adversity.
Right.
I said no to the pain. I said no to struggling.
Right.
You think I said no to you? I really said no to just the hurt and pain that we go through with raising children and growing. And I said no to just basically feeling abandoned.
Right.
You think, oh, I don't want to be with you because you got this going on. No, I don't want to be with you because you got something going on that's bigger than me and you got to figure that out, and I can't be here.
Right.
I can't be around while you're figuring that out because it won't be the same.
You have to do work. Like,
you do your work, I do my work, and then we come together when we more in alignment. And you said that earlier, and it all goes back to strength. It all goes back to CMOS. You use a product that you can make at home, a product that can be sold in stores. You use a product to enrich your second pregnancy, but not only enrich your second pregnancy, it shows strength within what you just produced.
Right.
And my whole thing is, I'm not putting nobody on blast that don't want to be on blast. First of all, we've been talking about what we got going on, and we've been talking about our journey and the differences in transformation. This has no clout, no fake shit attached to this. I've known you since I was a young child.
We've watched each other grow and blossom.
We've watched each other grow. We've watched each other go through things, even in my deepest moments. And I'm like, I'm so hurt by this. But you're like, you know, sometimes she brings me back to life with the logical sense because I'm so deep. I'm a Scorpio, y'all. I be in my feelings. But at the end of the day, I know how to boss up, as we all should. But are you gonna make them sea moss gummies?
I'm making them sea moss gummies is coming, y'all. Them sea moss gummies.
She has a website,
coming.
and I want y'all all to tune in. It don't matter when this uploads, but I'ma tag you. Gonna be locked in because
EmpressIvyCrowns.com.
we was drinking Empress Ivy last night.
Okay.
Gin, Empress Gin, not Empress Ivy. Empress Gin last
rename
night.
it Empress Ivy because
Yes.
it
Oh my
was
God,
very
girl. I need
Empress.
to gift you that.
Yes.
That was such a beautiful
Yes.
bottle. It is purple. You know purple means royalty.
Yes, honey.
Do you know that?
Yes. It is a
Purple
royal
is my
color.
favorite color.
It's a royal color. Yeah, but you know what I mean? Like, so we're talking about strength, we're talking about sea moss, we're talking about locs, and I really appreciate sis just touching on different things and just kind of letting us, because on a daily we all deal with different, everything is not just one thing. We deal with so many things every day, and I feel like, you know, strength can be applied to anything that you're dealing with. Anything, it doesn't matter. And I'm very big on, you know, supporting melanated owned businesses and melanated owned, you know, establishments.
We thought I lived in the real chocolate city when I lived in DC, but Atlanta has grown me.
Chocolate city.
Atlanta has definitely showed me, Queen, you can be anyone you want to be.
I am someone who buys local first. I am someone who practices buying melanated owned first.
Especially because Boston is updated, but it's not that updated.
If I have a friend who sells it, I'll buy there before I buy anywhere else. Coming into locs, even coming into health, even it was never, you know what I mean, an outside source that told me, you know, about CMOS, that told me about health, that told me about locs, that told me about myself. Between my own research and my own people who were uplifting me. The very first opportunity was given to work in a lock shop was given to me by a Haitian woman by the name of Karen.
You see how it all connects?
Okay, so
my name is my name.
Right. Don't mess it up. Resource City.
People have
this is can I say this real quick, sis? You are Resource City. There is nothing that this woman knows, it does not know, and that she will not share with you, because some people like to hold things and say, well, you know what, if I tell this person, they might do better than me. But she comes from a mindset of when one wins, we all win.
We all win. And it's not even about me, just it's the bigger picture. And also because people have helped me that didn't have to.
Exactly.
When I got my first apartment, sis, when you know I was living where I was living, I lived there for 4 years, and I remember sometimes I couldn't do it, and people stepped in, and they didn't have to.
Exactly.
From different, and I will say, from different colors and different walks of life, and I will put that out there because that's just my journey and my experience.
Right.
But at the same time, the reason they help me is the reason I help others.
Right.
I pay it forward because I know where I've been and I know where I'm going, and nothing matters to me than putting good out there, because people really put their self out there to help me see the bigger picture and to help me realize that it's not just about you.
Right. And when I speak so very proudly and loving of where I come from, very, very proudly, it is not because I have any hate towards any other culture or race. I literally embrace everyone by the energy that they bring forward. It's really not the color, it really is the energy. But just because of the nature of what we're dealing with as a people on a whole when it comes to nations against nations at this moment, I do have to give that love that is very much
justification
that is very much due onto the melanated community, because the melanated community is the only community that is put down more than anybody else and does not get enough recognition for the positive energy that we do contribute to the universe and to the society. So I need to put that there, because everyone else is very, you know, big on making sure that they are accepted and appreciated, and I want to make that very, very clear that my experience has very 100% been, you know, nothing but love, support, upliftment, you know, and it helps my journey, because I can I can be who I am unapologetically.
It helps your journey
I
and it
can
helps
help,
my journey
yeah.
because hearing your story makes me want to repeat her story to somebody
Yes.
else who is going through things that they feel like they can't
Yeah.
get over, that they can't defeat.
Right.
You can defeat that thing. You can defeat what you're going through. You can make changes. You can get that brand new car. You can get that loan. You can invest in your business. You can do anything that you put your mind to. And it's very important that we tell each other this because there's power in the tongue and there's power in our words. And everybody know what it is when it comes to dealing with what you want. So be in alignment. Be powerful. Lipstick is beautiful. It's beautiful on my brown skin. It's by Asisha B. I hope I'm not saying it wrong, but it feels amazing. It's beautiful, and yeah, check her out. I'll tag her. Like what I was saying, we're gonna end this on such a positive tip. It's a beautiful day. Strength, sea moss, and locks, y'all. Lock it in. Lock whatever you got going for you. Lock it in. Whatever your passion is, get strong on your passion and connect yourself to what you're really doing. Be passionate about what you're doing because that's what's gonna feed you. And we all need strength. We all need strength to survive. And wherever we take that strength from, whether it's our behind or whether it's from our family, our loved ones, make sure that you're pouring it into something beautiful and positive. Because negativity is all over the world. Do you have any finishing touches that you want to basically get clear, like on your purpose? I'm gonna put her website in the caption, and I'm also gonna as season 2 continues, because I got a few more guests that I'm gonna have on here, I'm gonna keep promoting the guests that have been on the Wine or Water podcast. What do you want to say?
I would just like to say thank you, first of all. A big, huge thank you, because I'm very appreciative. I can't stress that enough. And then I just want to say that if there's anybody that has any questions about locks, sea moss, wants to know anything more about it, you can follow me on Instagram at empressiv.com. That's the website.
That too.
You can
link in, tap in.
Right. You can visit the website empressiv.com, or you can also follow me on Instagram at empressivcrowns, and then ask whatever questions you might have, and I am willing to answer them. If you're thinking about starting a lock journey and you just have questions about what that looks like, all that entails, everybody's journey is different, so please do not
don't be shy.
Yeah, don't be shy, and definitely do not be too big on comparing your locks to somebody else's, because everybody's journey is different. Yeah. But
that's in life too.
Right, and I'm willing to answer any questions, whether it be about locks, sea moss, health, all things, surrounding that. And yeah, I thank you guys for watching.